up there. And
You're kidding.
there was a tow truck in front of me. He finally pulled over, and when I got up there, there was a police car. It was an SUV, and this guy had the car looked like an accordion right into a wall on a turn.
You're kidding me.
This black little sports car. And of course, I'm an emergency service worker, so I stopped, but there was no cop there, and there was anybody in the car. They must have already
got him out?
So,
oh, man.
So I think the cop left his lights on and took off with him with the ambulance so that the tow truck got up there and knew where it was.
Yeah. Well, that's a little scary right there.
Yeah. And I was going pretty fast, and I thought, I better slow down now. But there wasn't any fog that night. It was beautiful.
Oh, okay.
It was gorgeous Friday night. Saturday night was a bust. We tried to go up there. We gave up. But when we came back Saturday night, we were at the Orb Lady's house, and one of the guys, I think it was Sam.
Oh, my gosh.
There was a light. There was a red light in between a saddle. We couldn't figure out exactly where it was, but it wasn't moving. It was a red light, and
no, you're talking
really
about
bright.
A mount,
that valley.
The Valley Peaks.
Yeah.
Right at the foot of Mount Baker is what you're talking about.
Valley Peaks. That's an excellent description of it.
Okay.
And Karen's house is like in this small valley.
Yeah.
It has a tributary that feeds into the Nooksack.
Right next to Canyon Creek.
Canyon Creek, that's what it's called. And that's where it was. And she noticed it. I had rode back with her. So she got out there, she goes, "What's that?" And I got out, and I said, "Oh, my gosh, I don't know." And it just started getting brighter and brighter. I caught it at the tail end of its brightness, and then it got dim. And then Ray got out and was watching it. And then it started raining, though.
Yeah.
And I had to set up my tent. And I had plugged this into my fuel cell, my little phone, and it was dead because I was taking so many pictures.
Yeah.
So it was sprinkling, but you could see this beautiful red light, and then it turned really bright white.
Well, let me ask you this. If you put your thumb out at arm's length.
It's about the size of the moon.
Are you serious?
It's like a full moon.
It
started out smaller, and when I saw it, it was the tail end of the red, and I thought, well, maybe that's Mars, because that's kind of where, but I thought, no, it's too late. This is like 1 o'clock in the morning. No way, Mars is already set.
No, yeah.
So it wasn't
Plus,
Mars.
it's not as big as the moon. No way.
No. That's as big as it got, though. And then it went down really, really small. I think it got real bright white, but Ray watched it real close while I was setting my tent up.
Yeah.
And she watched the whole thing, and she said that it got really bright, and she thought that it had moved down in the valley. This is her report.
Oh.
It had moved, but every time I saw it, it was like a 20-minute encounter. Yeah, it seemed like it was in the same spot to me, but she said at one point it moved down into the valley and then came back up. So it was really exciting, but I thought they were all filming it because mine was dead. And then when the whole thing was done, I said, let's look. And it's like, oh, I didn't think to get the... Great.
You know how many times? You know how many times that has happened, not only to us but to a lot of folks.
Yeah.
It's almost as if sometimes these craft have the ability to just make you lackadaisical.
I think so.
Or something like that.
Mesmerized.
And you're just watching this thing and just, glued to it.
Maybe Karen got some pictures because I saw her get her camera and stuff.
It's not unusual that Karen the Orb Lady would see things from that exact location because that's where her little log cabin is. And she has an awesome view of Mount Baker.
Oh, yeah.
And the valley below and Canyon Creek going by.
Sam has her own story about that.
About the orb? Or about the...
She communicated with it and invited it in, so it came in close.
Oh, okay.
So she has I thought she might be here tonight. She has a
tell her story. Okay.
No, so wait a minute. You're saying that Sam Beagle, one of our members,
correct,
was up there at the same time and saw that same thing.
Oh, yeah, she and Ray were experiencing this together.
Yeah. That's exciting stuff. We will definitely have to have her come and explain that because she is, as Trish is, one of our intuitives. And Nikki, I mean, it's very possible that she could be communicating with something like that.
I didn't have time to really sit there for 20 minutes because, like I said, it was starting to rain, and I didn't want it to stay dry, so I just kept setting my tent up,
You just wanted to stay dry. Good for you.
That was my focus. I couldn't film it anyway, and they were looking, so I figured they were going to get the...
Kathy, come on and scoot next to... Is there a chair between you guys?
No.
Okay, well, here's a chair, and bring it up. Well, what we'll do, we can't use this one because this one's our only... Well, I know what we'll do. We'll put this on the ground. So go ahead and move. You're in charge of that, Brad. I mean, put that right down there on the ground and move the guitar. And Kathy, come on over here. Okay,
And there was one more sighting.
Put this over here, Kathy. Oh, so we're not done yet.
No, there's one
For this
more.
last weekend. Wonderful.
Sunday night around 9 o'clock, I was driving home, and this was just south of Maple
Scoot in
Falls.
as much as possible.
Just south of Maple Falls, maybe like 4 miles outside of Maple Falls. And I saw a light on the hill. I don't know which mountain it was, but I got a video and picture of that one. So
Yes, I did see that up on the Facebook page,
and
folks.
This is the picture. This is about 9 p.m. Just south of Maple Falls. I don't know if you can see it. But
You're in the hot seat, so you got to get close. There's the little light. Now you got to tip it forward just slightly to get rid of the glare. But that is a light in front of the mountain there, the little hill, right?
I actually stopped in about 5 minutes. I took a couple of videos and
Okay.
a couple of snapshots.
That's unusual. It's not dark out.
And for this is not really a high-def picture. I have it set in lower def, but for I could see it was more than one light. It wasn't just one light, but that looks like one intense light. But it could be loggers, I don't know, but it was like 9 o'clock on a Sunday. I don't know if they start then, I just don't know.
Okay, it was 9 o'clock in the evening,
Yeah,
p.m.,
on a Sunday.
but it wasn't dark yet, obviously.
No,
Okay, interesting. And you do have a video of that.
I got a video too.
That's the only video you got the entire
That's the
weekend.
only weekend when I was leaving. Yeah, I don't think any of us got,
Way to go! That's okay.
unless Lee got something. I don't know.
Well, I did know that he was set. I saw
Yeah.
his stuff with the setup that he has, all of his various cameras,
I
the
think
night
that was
vision,
Saturday.
and the stop-action photography, and the details that he has. So hopefully he's got something.
Hopefully, yeah.
But if folks want to check out your sighting there, they can go to our UFO I-Team Facebook page,
Yes.
and it's posted up there as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. Okay.
Tell us what you think it is.
Yeah, we'd be interested to hear your input on what we're dealing with here as we post these various sighting reports and things that happen up there. So that was Tom Sanger's group that went up to the North Cascades and come back with some of our UFO I-Team members were along with the group, and interesting time, sounds like. That's kind of his annual foray up to the North Cascades. So I'm glad that there were some interesting things happening.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a very strange, that place, Glacier, you get a vibe when you go there, for sure.
Glacier, Washington. Okay. Well, so that is the hot seat for Jacques. Thank you, Jacques, for talking about the thing this weekend. We're going to have, let's see, who else has something that we want to, Lee wants to talk a little bit about maybe the propulsion system, right?
I wanted to volunteer.
Okay, so switch seats and come on back, and then we will...
Yeah, you get volunteered. Anyway, yes, okay, so I was rather impressed with Jacques and his...
Scoot in as much as you possibly can to get your actual body in there as well.
Scare people if they see too much of me. Anyway, scares myself looking in the mirror. But now Jacques was
You're going to lift it up, pull it in there. There you go.
Now,
Oh, show them
lower-
the light. See more of
that's
the
too
light.
complex. Anyway.
Can you turn the light on? Because it's really
Okay,
cool.
so this bottom ring here,
Yes, you can. Let me try it.
There's one
Let me
right
try it.
there.
Wait.
it's not really necessary.
This one.
That one's got the light.
We're focusing on the light rather than something.
Oh, that one has the light. Well, yeah, there you go. Now we're talking. Look
Oh,
at
that's-
that.
That's total coolness. Now we got the glowing light here.
And that's
so
don't,
awesome.
don't move it too much. Just do it really slowly. Really slowly. Yeah. And this is what Bob Lazar, right, would call...
No.
Mark McCandless.
Oh, this is
Mark
what Mark
McCandless.
McCandless would call the reproduction vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay, show them how it works and look
Now-
at it.
Oh,
Parts are falling all over the
All right.
place.
That's nothing else.
Now, this top area here is where the pilots sit. They're sitting, 120 degrees apart. This is really well balanced centrifugally. And they got this, they're all in pressurized spacesuits, and they got this cover that goes up. These little bumps around here are CCTV cameras, closed circuit cameras, because as this thing is ripping through space, it ionizes the atmosphere around it, or whatever is there, to a point where if they had windows, the pilots would be fried with x-rays. So they got to have these, but then their cameras, you got a left and a right camera, so if the pilot's looking out through his synthetic media, whatever, virtual reality, whatever you want to call it.
A helmet, helmet of some kind?
Something. He will see three-dimensional, because you look at left eye, left camera, right eye, right camera. Anyway, so what happens in these things is they got some energy source. The TR3B and this, what comments I've been able to come across, they have a mass reduction, a demassing. The TR3B...
Now, I would like to get that, a demasser.
Yeah.
How about that?
Demasser or deshrinker. Anyway.
Either one.
Yeah, well, there are people like me who need to gain mass. However, the TR3B can only go down to 11% of its original mass, and it uses some sort of propulsion system, which they're not elaborating on much, but it can really rip. Because if you take anything down, to a tenth of what its original mass is, you got some major acceleration on the same force. Okay. Now, in this thing, McCandless is talking about quartz crystals around this array of, the bottom portion of this is a bunch of copper plates, pie-shaped things. The copper is
Do that higher so people can see what you just did. You got to...
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got this whole bottom of this craft all segmented up into pie-shaped pieces, very slender. They're stacked up, I don't know, half a dozen. But you got
48. I think you said 48 of those.
Probably in the periphery, but for the
You're going
thickness
to
of
talk,
it,
you got to speak up.
for the thickness, there's only like 6-8 plates of insulator plate. The insulator is 3/4 of an inch. The plate, copper plate itself, is half an inch. We got a pile of mass in the bottom of this thing, but this is the big capacitance here. And along the outside edge of this thing, they got quartz crystals, which he commented that if you dope them with heavy elements, you get this demassing thing. And this is the only comment I've had or discovered on demassing. So, this craft demasses somehow, probably more advanced than the TR3B, and then it has this 0-point energy. But what is 0 point? Let's take the entire universe and chill that thing to 0 degrees absolute. There's no light, there's no nothing. What energy is left over in the universe? 0-point energy of the energy of the universe.
That's most of the energy in the universe.
Yes. Now, I've heard comments like a cubic meter can boil all the oceans dry in this world. No, it's like a coffee cup of this matter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, according to McCandless.
Yeah.
A coffee cup will boil the amount of energy there, boil our oceans dry. No sweat. Well, that's a heck of an energy source.
That's a heck of a demasser.
You tap onto stuff. Hey, forget these hot rod Corvettes. Give me some of this stuff. I want to get down the road, man. I don't
Exactly.
burn no hydrocarbon fuels. Man, forget that garbage. Anyway, it was very interesting, the way he described it. But now, also the control system of the pilot. He got this upside-down ball and he's got the power handle.
Yeah.
And he has this upside-down ball and
Is that right? An upside down ball?
it's this gooseneck coming over to this thing.
Okay.
And it's
We have the software program where we can build that too, just the pilot seat with the mouse control and the lever for current.
Mm-hmm. Now,
I like it.
What has happened in all these things? The core of this craft is the major, big secret hush-hush. But it is liquid mercury doing some huge pressures, huge RPMs. Mercury. Mercury lead, yeah, it's a heavy element, and it does things. Okay, get up to plutonium. Oh, that's sort of stable. It doesn't stick around much more than 250,000 years. Half of it's gone. But we're making a heck of a lot more on this planet in our nuclear reactors. We're going to have to find some way to dispose it. But that power source is some sort of it is really there's a shaft through, and things are happening. Now, right below the pilots, as they sit on this thing, there's this spinning disc here. And it spins, and they got brushes on it, able to take power off that thing to run whatever. Kind of interesting.
It is kind of interesting.
A lot of details missing.
I thought it was interesting.
I think we're cool, Jessica. Wow. That's
and
interesting.
that's my spew on the power systems.
Thank you.
What a spew. Thank you very much. Scotty.
I'm going to get into this some more, because there's more details in here.
This is why we call him Scotty, folks. I mean, if anybody needs to know how the power systems work on one of these craft, it's got to be our Scotty. So thank you very much, buddy.
Well, let me add one minor detail.
Okay, and then we have to obviously
will
put
be
other
cut
people
off. I'll
in,
cut myself off.
in the old hot